I'm meteorologist Vin Crosby from the Weather Show with Vin Crosby on YouTube. I want to let you know that the end of February, every day, is going to be wet in one way or the other. Either snow or rain, with mostly rain and a lot of it as we go through the end of the weekend through all next week. All right, let's take a look at this weather pattern we have. You can see this satellite picture showing there is precipitation moving on down from the northwest, carving out around Seattle. A couple of things I want you to note. Notice where the movement of the clouds just to the northwest of Seattle are going. They're going a little bit south and west. It's extending back towards the west, and then that is sending, right around that pivot point, moisture on in to the east underneath that. We call that a trough of low pressure, and it is expanding into the northwest. That will give us our first wave of snow to the mountains and snow to rain in the Treasure Valley as we go throughout the day on Saturday and through Saturday night. It's going to be slow developing. And then another wave, a reinforcement is going to get here going in through Saturday night and Sunday. And that's where we'll see a change over to all rain in the Treasure Valley. And it could be a lot of rain with temperatures soaring through the 40s, possibly getting into the mid and upper 40s, close to 50 degrees as we head towards Monday. But if we back away from this pattern, you can see that the global pattern is a little weird, a little hinky. I'm going to try to break it down for you. First of all, you can see this large area of clouds building out in the west end of the Pacific, going up into Alaska and expanding towards the east. But at the same time, just underneath that system we just talked about around Seattle is expanding and eroding or moving back towards the west underneath it. This is the development of what we call an omega block in the weather pattern. This map right here shows the issue at hand for this upcoming week. It looks like we are going to get lots of snow for the mountains, but also lots of rain and moisture in the lower elevations, which is not going to be good for melting snows and the ponding of water. There's going to be a lot of water, unfortunately. This system, the blocking pattern, the omega symbol, the Greek omega symbol, has two areas of low pressure, one to the left, one to the right, and then in the middle is high pressure. That's the omega symbol, or the block, if you will, in the weather pattern. Think of a river. As it comes on through, it hits a big rock, the water goes around it, it slows down the movement of the water, the overall flow from west to east. That's what's happening in our atmosphere. Also notice that area low pressure carves out a nice flow of moisture right into the northwest, and it's going to sit there very slowly moving this week. Also notice down to the south, there's another area low pressure. This, well, when you put a low pressure system underneath a ridge of high pressure, we call that a Rex block. So we're getting a double blocking system across the western United States that's going to slow down this weather pattern and then pick up some moisture from both systems and send it into the northwest. It's going to come in waves, but there could be a lot of moisture each day. Most of it, again, in the form of rain in the Treasure Valley. Snows in the higher elevations. And look at some of the pictures we got here from McCall. Tremendous amount of snow in most people's yards. This is somebody's front door. You can see the snow piled up. They have to scoot along the edge of their house just to get out of the house into their driveway. Most of the snow is up to the roof or over the roofs in Cascade, Donnelly, and McCall. And that was from the 75 inches of snow in 7 days in some locations there just a week and a half ago. We're going to see maybe another 36 to 48 inches of snow in some areas in the mountains as we go through the course of this week as that moisture wraps up in waves coming on through much of the Pacific Northwest. So it's going to be a real interesting forecast, real dangerous forecast for, again, avalanche danger is going to be high, flooding is going to be high, rock slides, mudslides. That's going to be a real high possibility in the steep terrain areas. I've been talking about it since the beginning of the winter, during the winter. Idaho 55, my biggest concern going up towards those steep terrain areas where the burn happened last year. That has a good chance of coming down and forming a massive mudslide or rock slide across Highway 55 sometime this winter or going into spring. very, very high chances for that happening because of the runoff and when you get a lot of moisture coming into play like we have here. So there's going to be a lot of that happening. Of course, slides happening along Highway 21 as well. But this is going to be a very wet pattern developing. And then eventually, towards the end of the week, the low pressure down to the south of that Rex block is going to get picked up and pushed into the northwest, bringing lots of moisture with it. And then we'll clear things out going into early March. So a very slow moving weather pattern with lots of little disturbances moving on through over the next couple of days. That is going to bring added snow to the mountains and a lot of rain down to the valley floors of the Treasure Valley. So that's the way I see things shaping up. We'll bring you updates as we go on in through the week. But the way that pattern is shaping up, it's going to be locked in place. The optimum flow of bringing that moisture on in from the west and southwest directions throughout the week and impulses. It's going to bring a lot of moisture our way. In the immediate future, snow floating around Saturday in the Treasure Valley, changing to rain possibly late Saturday night going into Sunday morning, rain all day Sunday, and then snows getting on the order of maybe 4 to 8 inches up in the mountains, highest elevations getting up over a foot as we go through Monday, and then the rains continue down in the Treasure Valley going on in towards Monday. Now there could be waves of cold air that moves in, and we could get brief bouts of snow, but then it'll go back over to rain as we go through the course of this week, and we'll break it down for you. But I want to let you know that it is a very wet pattern coming up, starting Saturday, going right on in through the end of the month of February. What a February it's been. Usually in an El Nino year, we don't get the wet weather in February. It shuts down, but what an anomaly this year. We're getting pounded with lots of heavy precipitation for the month of February in the Treasure Valley and in the mountains, obviously, with the great snowpack. All right, that's the Weather Show with Vin Crosby. Wanted to give you an update on that. We'll give you updates as we go on and off throughout the week. Tell your friends and family to subscribe to this show. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter, on your Instagram accounts, and help build an audience. Things are improving in life, and I really appreciate your support. I can't tell you how thankful I am.